This is Susan Meek before, and this is Susan Meek now.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to congratulate each one of you on your courage to be here today. To say, this is going to be my year to take back my health. This is going to be my year to let my dreams come back true again. 2012 will be the year I will not accept defeat. See, I know all about what it means to be defeated when it comes to my health. I'd tried for 10 years to get the weight off. Before those 10 years, I would battle weight, but I pretty much won. But 10 years ago, my thyroid slowed down to a crawl, which means my metabolism sank. I put on 20 pounds the first year, and each successive year after that, my weight continued to rise. I tried all kind of diet plans, even the nationally known ones, you know, that are supposed to work for everybody, but I was always hungry. I always craved more. I never could stop that. And so I'd cheat here, I'd cheat there, I'd quit. It didn't work, and my weight went up, and along with the weight, my excuses went up. When that class reunion came up, oh, I had the excuses. You know, I didn't want to be voted the most changed. When vacation time came with my family, oh, I didn't want to go to the beach. I didn't want to be in that swimsuit. You know, are you kidding me? Let's go to the mountains. But then when it got time, you know, winter time, it's time to go to the mountains. Well, I couldn't do that. I could hardly go to my mailbox without being winded. How am I going to ski? You know? So I made up all these excuses, and I began to pull back from life. I began to be a spectator rather than a participator in life. You see, you can be alive and not yet live in life, and that's what I began to do more and more. August a year ago, I went in for my yearly checkup with my doctor. We'd done all my blood work, and it was time to see the results. And my weight was higher than it's ever been. My cholesterol was in the red. You know, I wasn't surprised about those, but he leaned over his desk and he said, Susan, this is the number, this is the chart I'm most concerned about, even more than those. And he said, if you do not change your eating and exercising habits, you will be diabetic. He said, right now, you have a choice. That's a great thing. You know, he said, this is like a ship, you know, that gets the shot over the bow of the ship. It's your warning. It's still a choice, but you either choose and prepare to change your eating and exercising, or you prepare for the hardships that are going to come with having to battle being diabetic. And, you know, I choke back the tears, and it's like, what do I do? Went home, you know, I've heard the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. Well, that's what I did. I went back home and I tried those same things I had tried before, and they didn't work. They just did not work. So I sat down. It was actually, my husband and I were looking at the calendar. It was a year ago today. I sat down at my kitchen table, opened up my Bible, and I was like, Lord, I can't do this. I've tried it. I've tried all these different plans, and they don't work for me. I can't be successful with them. I don't want to be a diabetic. I need your help. I don't know what to do. Closed up my Bible, went on with my day, and I kept thinking about, there was this doctor that did something similar to The Biggest Loser at our church, and they had taken 4 people, and they had just had dramatic results, and they were like my age, and some of them were my size or maybe even larger, and it was like, well, he had results with them. Maybe there's something he knows I don't know. Maybe there's more that I need to understand. And I called him up, and we sat up and had a consultation, and he showed me all these things right here, and why, when I was taking in the food, why I was still craving. Because I wasn't eating those balanced proteins, carbs, and fats. My numbers were all over the place. And so naturally I was going to be hungry. Naturally I would fail. Okay? So he went over the plan, and we talked through what all had been going wrong, and we talked through what foods I did like, and he made out a grocery list, and it was like, okay, go get these things at the store, and behind that were the menus for the week, and it was so easy. It was real food that I could get at the grocery store, not these frozen things that taste like cardboard and, you're supposed to like them and eat them. It was real food, everyday food. My family can eat the same food. It was great. And so then we talked about the cardio and, which, I was doing nothing, going back and forth to the mailbox or the grocery aisle, was the extent of my exercise. And so we talked about strength training. And I got one of these watches that hooked to a belt that has a little monitor that tells me what my heart rate is and how many calories I burn. So rather than waking up in the morning and feeling like, oh my gosh, I've got all this weight to lose, I'll never accomplish it, it being an insurmountable task, it became something very attainable each day. I wake up in the morning, boom, I eat my breakfast. I like to eat. How about that? It's good food. It's stuff I like. I eat it, and when I take that food in, my body settles. It settled for the first time. It's like, this is so cool, because those cravings weren't there when I finished my meal. It's like it settled. And then my body would use those nutrients, and then I'd have that small span of time where my body would use that fat that was stored on my body for my own energy, and then boom, right after that, time to eat again. I get to eat again. It's already time. How cool is this? I get to eat again. And so I do that all throughout the day. And it was like, wow, this is really neat. And then I had my calories, and I would burn my calories. And I had had a successful day. I didn't have to wait until I had lost that whole pile of weight to be successful. I was successful at the end of that very first day. And then the next day, guess what? I got up and I got to eat again. And I ate what they said to eat, when they said to eat it. I drank my water, burned my calories. Boom, another successful day. And those days turned into weeks, turned into months. And guess what happened to those excuses that had gone up when my weight went up? As my weight came down, those excuses came back down. I had a class reunion that came up, and y'all, I went to that thing. My husband and I went, and we had the best time. It was so much fun, engaging in life again. And went to the beach, laid out on the sand with my daughter, played with my grandson in the surf. I could run around and play with him. Before, my grandson, he's almost 3, and he would say, he calls me Meemaw. He said, Meemaw, let's go run around the tree. Let's go run. Let's go race. I couldn't do it back then. And I'd say, well, Carson, you've got on your go fast shoes. You just take off and I'll just time you, because I couldn't do it then. But once the weight came off, I could do it. I could run. Once I started burning the calories, that energy level came up, and I could go. 4th of July, I had an opportunity to run in the peach tree. I did the peach tree. After not being able to go, but, mailbox and back, and I'm winded. And I was able to do that. There's so many things I can do now. But I can't wear those pants anymore. I mean, they're like this big. They absolutely fall off of me, and it feels great. It feels great. But you know what? Each one of you have your own dreams, too. You have your own goals. You have your own things that may have gotten dusty on the shelf. It's time to take them off. With this group and the support that you have, you're set up to win like you've never been before. Take advantage of what you have here. I mean, it is amazing. That support and that help is incredible. When I get to the end of my day and I have my calories burned, I'd send that message. 800, done. It's success. But this is your time. This is your dream. This is your story. It is a choice. So choose and let 2012 be your year. Thank you. Yeah.